This is Umar for BoxNation. We're in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. To start off with, you're holding the BoxNation mic there. Some good news from yesterday. The interview I did with Tyson. It's actually trending #1 on YouTube worldwide. So that's a good start to the week.
Well done, my son. Well done to both of you. That's terrific. BoxNation, #1 again.
Absolutely, back on top. Look, we'll just address what happened yesterday. I don't want to dwell on it too much, and then we'll go on to the more important thing, which is the fight in the ring on Saturday night, Frank. But you haven't spoke about the incident yesterday with John Fury and Usyk's team. Just to comment on that, please.
Well, I only see what everybody else it's seen. I wasn't there when it happened because we was inside doing whatever we was doing, other interviews, I think. And somebody showed it to me. I see John with his cut head. Look, that's not what we want. I don't want to see that happen. No one does. But I understand now both sides have made it up. They've apologised. So hopefully it's all in the past and we can concentrate what everybody's out here for, which is a fight in the ring.
What have you made of Tyson's demeanour, attitude, the way he's speaking about Usyk this week?
Tyson's in a good place. I mean, I look at him, and we briefly touched on it yesterday when I was talking to him, how well he looks. I mean, he really does look well. He looked well when he was up in Morecambe about a month ago for the presser up there. But he's just jumping out of his skin. You look at him facially. I've never seen him glow. It's like he's glowing. You know, he looks so fit and well. And mentally, he's certainly on the number. On the money there. I mean, he looks so good. And so does Usyk, by the way. I see him yesterday. These guys have been in they've had 2 training camps. They're both in tip-top condition. And the one thing about this fight, which is very, very rare when you get a unification fight like this, is they're both in their prime. This is not one guy who's the up-and-coming fella and the baton's going to be handed over to him by an older fighter. Excuse me. It's terrible air conditioning. It's doing my voice in. This is the guys, 2 guys who are at their prime, at their best. So we're going to get something special on Saturday.
So it's a bigger fight than Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield, the rematch in '99.
Well, that was a massive fight because of obviously the controversy in the first fight with the decision, which I didn't think was controversial, by the way.
Really?
No, I didn't, no. Nor did I think the other fights. I thought they were both very, very close fights. This is the biggest fight of this century. That's what it is. 4 belts on the line. This is the biggest fight that a British fighter's ever been involved in. Financially, what's at stake, which is the heavyweight, all the heavyweight belts. It's never happened before. It's the biggest fight a Brit's ever been involved with.
He said to me yesterday, Tyson, that this is a tougher fight than Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder. I was quite surprised hearing that from him. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. I think Klitschko was the best of his generation, and I think it was the passing of the baton, as I mentioned earlier. Tyson, although he was a massive underdog going into that fight, and Wilder was on paper was a very tough fight. And again, Tyson went into that fight as an underdog the first 2 fights. But I think in this one, he's fighting a guy. You've got to look at the end of the day what Usyk is. As much as, I find there's a couple of little chinks in the armour. No one's exploited them properly yet. No one's managed to get out to do it. And he's a guy with a pedigree of Olympian, the best Olympian, the best cruiserweight of his generation, unified all the belts, and he's been a heavyweight now for 4.5 years, undefeated, beat AJ twice, once in his backyard. I don't think he's fought at home as a heavyweight, has he? I'm quite sure he hasn't. He's a road warrior, so he's used to going to other guys' backyards and so forth. This is his toughest fight, and this is Tyson's toughest fight. There's no doubt about it, because there's so much at stake, physically and mentally for both of them. Both of them, mentally. This fight is not just about who's the best athlete, who's the biggest puncher. It's who's got it up here. Because this is a fight where there's going to be a lot of brain power used in this fight, and they're both very clever exponents of boxing.
Well, you're talking about mentally on the fight, Saturday night. In terms of a mental build-up, the pre-stuff to the fight, Tyson Fury is an expert that he destroyed Vladimir Klitschko. I think he was finished really before he even got in the ring. Similar with Deontay Wilder, he definitely got in his head. I wouldn't say he's got in Usyk's head, because Usyk, we all know he speaks and understands English, but hasn't engaged with Tyson in the build-up to this fight. So he hasn't got in his opponent's head, I'd say.
No, he hasn't. And look, he's very calm and collected. Usyk, he's I like him. I like I like everything about him as a fighter. He does everything he needs to do in the ring and out the ring. But what he does do, he cuts press conferences short. You notice any press conference doesn't last long because he doesn't want to engage. He doesn't engage in that. That's how he plays it, and that suits him. That's how it is. But you know what? Once that bell goes, they're in the ring. All that's going to go out the window. All the stuff beforehand, all what's been said, all of what I'm going to do, what you're going to do, what he's going to do, what's going to happen, doesn't mean a thing. Once that first bell goes, it's who's going to dominate the fight from the first bell. Because that's how this fight, I believe, will play out. Who will be the dominant fighter from the first round? That is what this is going to be about. Who is going to establish himself very quickly in the fight? And I believe that will be Tyson, obviously. But that is what this is about. And by the way, everybody, all these cuts in between, that's me because I keep coughing. It's not being edited out. I've got a terrible bloody cough.
You're still surviving though, Frank.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
You're still surviving. How important is his reach, Tyson's, in this fight?
Look, he's got a long reach, but so's AJ, and he negated all of the strengths that AJ had. Where you thought, with a smaller guy that he'd get underneath the jab and work inside, he beat him on the outside with a jab. He's got a good jab. Southpaw, Tyson likes southpaws. He's got no problem with southpaws. But I just feel Tyson's jab is more emphatic, and I believe that will be the key. The key to this fight is the jab. That's the key to the fight.
Do you think we could see Tyson going southpaw himself?
He'll do whatever's necessary, and that's what's so good about him. He's adaptable. He's got a plan A, B, and C. He's not a one-trick pony, Tyson. You look at the fight when he fought Klitschko, he boxed his head off. Deontay Wilder, the first fight, he was in there and he was boxing him. Second fight, he took the fight to him and destroyed him.
He certainly did. Interesting quote talking about size from Oleksandr Usyk to Top Rank yesterday. Oh, you got room service coming in. If size mattered, the king of the animals would be the elephant. They're saying size doesn't matter effectively.
No, look, that is the thing. I mean, you could, when you talk about size, it's not about that. When you talk about size, it's are you capable of using those advantages? That's the difference. Are you capable? Plenty of big guys. I mean, look, Mike Tyson, if it was about size, wouldn't be world champion. Evander Holyfield wouldn't have been world champion. There's plenty of guys. David Haye, who come up from cruiserweight, wouldn't be world champions. How you adapt and how you use it. And the thing about Tyson's size is that for his size, he moves like a cruiserweight. He's very light on his feet. He's got good footwork. He's got fast hands. He's not your normal big guy. He's not one of those who, like George Foreman, comes forward, throwing the bombs. He moves, he slips, he slides. He's got a lot of head movement.
All right, Frank, calm down. You look like you're getting ready to get in the ring on Saturday.
I'm trying to shake this cough off.
Very good head movement there. I'm just going to get you to rate each other's attributes of Tyson's and Usyk. So out of 10, we'll go with Tyson first. Speed.
10.
Power.
9.
Chin.
10.
Heart.
11.
Now with Oleksandr Usyk, speed.
9.
Power.
8.
Chin.
9.
Heart.
If he don't moan about body shots, I'll give him a 10.
I know it's very simple saying Tyson's got to target the body, but do you think he will?
Yeah, of course he will. Yeah, he will. He will target the body. There's no doubt about that. But it's not going to be about just. He's not a one-trick pony. He'll break him down. He'll use that jab to good effect, and start putting his combinations together. And wherever he sees the opening, he'll go for it. That's what he'll do. Because that's what he does. He finds a way. I mean, I look at Dillian Whyte. When he fought Dillian Whyte, let's have it right. Going into that fight, Dillian Whyte, number one, everyone said it's going to be, what he was going to do, what he wasn't going to do. I mean, he just done a job on Dillian, and the uppercuts. He found the shot, done him with a shot, the perfect shot. He finds a way to do it.
Before we close off, quickly do want to mention, importantly, for two of your guys, a massive opportunity here on one of the biggest cards, as you said, of the 21st century. Moses Atma, your heavyweight charge. What a chance for him to make an impression to the world.
Well, it is. I mean, he's no doubt about it. There's a lot of high expectations, certainly from me, and a lot of people. He has an impeccable amateur background. He's still a teenager. I think he was 19 about 4 months ago now. So he's not even a man yet, and everybody's sitting up and taking notice, and he has a great opportunity to show the world what he's all about. Francis worked very hard to get him a fight on this card, his manager, and he's got it. So now go out there and show him what you're all about. And I'm telling you something, he is something special. And
His Excellency's favourite is back in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Mark Chamberlain.
Mark's on the card. Mark's... Look, he certainly took advantage of his opportunity last time, didn't he? It was a tremendous performance, and I'm quite sure he can do the same again. And he's not far off of fighting for a world title. And down the road, we got that big domestic bust-up between him and Sam Noakes. What a fight that's going to be when it happens. 2 undefeated fighters at the moment, cracking fighters, both of them. Top blokes, really good guys, and more importantly, they can fight. So I'm going to get something special out of them down the road.
Frank, appreciate your time. Knock that cough out.
I'll do my best. And keep taking the old Strepsils and all that. Yeah.
We'll see you at the Grand Arrivals tonight.
Look forward to it.